Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, we've all gone on diets before, but they never work because usually they're bland and boring. You're going to meet a nutrition chef who's going to teach us that getting healthy can taste good. Her journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I believe in God things. We're at Lincoln Center and we get these emails from the building all the time, and I got an email about a Shelley Loving, a nutrition chef who was going to teach us how to get healthy and make it taste good. And so I sent an email to her. She replied immediately, and here she is in my studio.
Yay.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks, Jeff. This is fun. I mean, everything happens for a reason, right? The stars have aligned.
Yes, yes. Okay, we're going to put your name on the screen because I want people to see all these initials next to you. I mean, you've got all of these initials. What does that stand for?
So the first one is Integrative Nutrition Health Coach from the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. The second one is Culinary Nutrition Expert. That's from the Academy of Culinary Nutrition. And then I decided to go to online culinary school. So through the School of Ruby, I am now a certified professional cook as well. I figured if I'm going to teach people things, I should probably have some things in my belt, right?
I love it. And you were in the building doing a lunch and learn. What was the lunch and learn about?
So it was about teaching people like the everyday cook how to choose better ingredients in their own kitchen so they can whip up a healthy meal for their family.
And she is a proud new mom of a new book. Go ahead and hold it up.
I really am.
All right, the book just came out?
It hasn't hit yet, really.
Really? Oh my goodness.
It hasn't sunk in.
I am so excited, and I love the name of the book. What's
Thanks.
on your fork? So
that's been my hashtag since I started Shelley. My business is called Shelley Can Help, and it's been my hashtag since 2018 when I started the business. And it's just, people said get a hashtag. I honestly didn't really know what that meant, and I've put it on everything I've done for the last 4 years. And when I was trying to come up with a name, I could not come up with a name for the book because I didn't want to label it with a diet. And one of my very good friends said, "What's on your fork?" Duh. She actually said, duh. And I said, you know what? That's it. That's it.
It's perfect.
Because I want people to be cognizant when they eat about what they're putting in their body.
All right, tell us what's in the book.
It is all gluten and dairy-free meals. So there's over 100 meal ideas in the book, but something that makes it unique is there's a notes section on every recipe. So if you want to change up the recipe to make it your own, you can write notes in the book. There's healthy cooking and eating tips on almost every recipe. And I also tell, what makes it different is I also have stories in here about the journey, and then and my why behind why I do what I do. And then it has, I said healthy tips. Oh, it also on every recipe I tell you the healthy source of fat, protein, and fiber.
Okay, so many people watch a show like this and they say, "But I've tried diets before. I tried to go gluten-free. It's too hard. It's too hard." Is it hard to be healthy?
Well, my husband almost died from a massive heart attack at the age of 41. So I'm going to tell you no because he's alive. And most people will say yes. And so when I decided to do what I do, which is teach other people how to eat healthy, I wanted to make it simple because I know most people use the word hard in the description, and I wanted to squash that myth. So that's why I have a very simple, non-dieting approach to healthy eating.
And I encourage the viewer to go to her website, follow her on all her social media because she comes out with these wonderful tips. Let's go ahead and roll one video now.
As a certified nutrition chef, teaching you how to cook and eat a little bit healthier, there are 3 condiments I will never have in my kitchen or in my recipes. Number 1, Heinz ketchup. The number 3 ingredient in this is high fructose corn syrup. Causes inflammation. High fructose corn syrup is processed, highly inflammatory. You will not see this in my kitchen. Number 2, traditional mayonnaise. One, for example, Hellmann's mayonnaise. The very first ingredient is soybean oil. Soybean oil is a refined seed oil, causes a lot of inflammation in our body. We need to avoid refined oils as much as possible. So stay away from condiments that have refined oil in them. Number 3, by the way, don't shoot the messenger. Hidden Valley Ranch. Now I know you love this on everything. Well, let me just tell you, the first 2 ingredients are refined oils. The 4th ingredient is sugar, all of which cause a lot of inflammation in our body. And we need to keep that chronic inflammation down. Chronic inflammation is the root of all disease and sickness and illness. I can follow for more healthy eating and cooking tips.
I love this. You're literally saving lives because sugar obviously is in almost everything we eat, and so we're slowly poisoning ourselves every time we pick up our fork.
We are.
So
Yeah.
tell us about why kind of the root of all evil is in what we're putting in our body.
Well, because that's what makes money. You know, the marketing is amazing in the food industry. It's not monitored near close enough, and that's because my husband has completely reversed all the damage that he had done to his heart during the heart attack through food. I just feel like there's not enough people, advocates out there talking about it without selling a product. I just want to teach people how to cook healthier, you know, and I feel like it's just not talked about enough. So I'm happy to do this, and I feel like I'm the luckiest girl in the world to serve people. And my favorite thing is when I see light bulb moments with people, and they're just the blinders come off, and they start feeling better when they just make small shifts in their kitchen.
Yeah, and even the brain. I know that
Yes.
dementia has been related to
Big time.
inflammation. So it's a kind of a mind, body, spirit
It is.
approach to eating, isn't it?
It is. Food controls, it's everything. I think our health, my motto is our health starts in the kitchen. It doesn't start at the doctor's office. It starts with what we feed our bodies every single day. Not just what are we eating on Friday night, but what are we snacking on at 2 p.m.? What are we drinking in the car at carpool? Those little things really add up over time, because that you're telling your body how to react and how to keep you healthy or not healthy.
Okay, give us one takeaway. I want you to buy the book, but give us a takeaway from the book or one of your chapters that you're passionate about.
So, well, in here, I think there's a 2-part answer to that, if that's
Sure,
okay. The first one is I love telling my story about my husband and our journey to get me to where I am today. It resonates with people, and I want to resonate with people. I want to serve people, and I want to help people. So telling that story in here was important to me. The other part is the food part, which in the very back of the book, there's a section called Mix and Match. So you can take I have a bunch of proteins, and then I have a bunch of vegetables. So if a lot of people don't have time to make an hour recipe, right? So they can make their own meal by choosing something from section 1 and section 2, and there's over 50 meal ideas just in that section alone. Okay. But it gives people the freedom to say, okay, well, chicken sounds good tonight, but green beans don't, so I'm gonna do the Brussels sprout recipe. Or I have those in my fridge, so I'm gonna do that. So that's probably my favorite section of the book, something that I haven't seen in other cookbooks.
I don't know where I heard it before, but if you go to any grocery store, shopping the perimeter
Yes.
is best, because that's the place where the healthy stuff is?
Healthier, yes.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a proponent for dairy, and it's on the outside.
Yeah.
But as a general rule, yes, that is a good rule of thumb. Stay on the outside, because everything in the middle is processed.
I love your website because it's not just like a teaser for the book. It also gives great recipes. So
Thanks.
as we're scrolling down this, how did you go ahead and find the recipes that you put in your book?
So it's funny, I kind of pull from different avenues to get my inspiration. The main thing that I do is I go to Pinterest and I find unhealthy recipes, because most of them are, even though they say the word healthy, which really aggravates me. And then I put my spin on it, put my own ingredients in it. So I kind of use it as a basis to get creative, and then the recipes start flowing. I just kind of do that when I need inspiration, kind of like an artist. Wherever you pull from to get that artistry, and I pull from recipes online that are unhealthy, and then that's kind of my inspiration. It's almost like a mission to healthify them. I know that's not a word, but.
So what's an ingredient that you use in place of sugar?
I have 3 favorites: coconut sugar, maple syrup, and honey are my favorites.
No kidding.
Yeah, they're natural, right?
And the body processes it different?
They do. They're not. They don't spike the blood sugar, so they're lower on the glycemic index scale, and they have health benefits. So they're anti-inflammatory. They have antioxidants in them. White sugar does not.
Wow, I am so impressed with you. Okay, we're almost out of time. So final thoughts. What would you like to leave people with?
You know, I just want people to I think it's one thing to talk about foods you should be eating. It's one thing to tell people what they should or shouldn't be eating. But I'm trying to do something different, and that's to teach people to roll up their sleeves and just try some healthier foods. Just try it. Because when you make some of your own foods, now nobody cooks all the time, but when you make some of your own foods, you hold that power. You know what you're feeding yourself, you know what your body's gonna do with that nutritious food, and the outcome is you feel great.
Wow, I am so inspired by you.
Oh, thanks.
We're going to end with the website, which is shelleycanhelp.com. That's where you can get the recipes, order her book, and learn how to book her for your next event.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
Thanks for coming on the show. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.